So the final stage, stage 3, to get it door ready to hang on your door, we need to put a protective backing on the moss, because I'm pretty sure I've told you now the moss is damp, and even on the most beautiful doors we do not want an imprint of a drying moss-based wreath over the period of Christmas. So we use a backing, a plastic backing. This unfortunately isn't compostable, has to go in your bin, but it is held in with pins, so in order to, when you take it apart, if you want to, and I hope you want to recycle lots of the ingredients, the few things that you cannot, of course, are the wires with the fruit in, some of which you can keep, like the pine cones and cinnamon sticks you can keep, as well as the baubles. This has to be thrown away, but you can keep the pins, and it's the same for the wire, the copper frame. You can keep that. Granted, they do go a little rusty, but they do keep. I've kept a few of mine over a few years just to see how they go, and they're fine. So anyway, let's back it. Let's back your frame ready for the door. So again, turn it over. Don't panic. We can fluff it out. Nothing's going to happen. And again, it's on your protective surface. So you can see lots of crisscross of wires, but it should all be flat. At this point, you can go along and see, oh, see, that one's not poked in properly. And you can go along and feel, and you can see if there are any loose wires that are just lying flat but not poked into the moss frame. And you can just go around and check them before you attach anything else. But that all feels great. So now, we want to, like we did with the foliage, go around in a circle and attach the backing. So you can start at the top where the twine is, and you basically just kind of poke in a moss pin into the frame. I find if I just kind of get a bit of force behind it, and then you're following the circle, and then at every kind of corner, turn the backing over, and it follows then the natural pattern of a circle. It shouldn't overhang, and you shouldn't therefore see it, but I will show you how we troubleshoot that. So again, follow it along the circle and then crease it at every corner. I know there aren't corners on a circle. I'm just trying to explain how we go around it so that you don't have to cut the backing into little sections. So at the crease, put a moss pin. And you'll start to see another shape forming, and that is kind of probably a bit like an octagon. Along and fold, and at the fold put a pin in. What you'll now also appreciate is actually how deep your wreath is, how much depth you've created just by foliaging it up and adding on your decorations. And hopefully the fanning of your foliage will hide any overlap on the backing. Again, I have ensured that you have got enough backing to cover your wreath, and in some cases you might actually find that you've got a little bit too much, which is fine, we'll just cut it off at the end. So, final turn here. If you get lots of groupings of wires where you've been poking your decoration wires through, you might find that you have to just move your moss pin along a little bit and turn it back on itself to meet it. You can just continue it until you run out of backing, but as you've got scissors handy, you might as well cut it off. So it also tears, so I'm not going to cut it down completely. And then if I think that I've got any loose ends where another pin might be handy, and I've got a few, because like I said, I'll always provide you with a few extras, I just want to just add them in. So you can see that you have now backed your moss frame, and that is a good enough protection to go on the back of your door. Like I say, if you use a hook, probably a bit of space, but naturally we don't want to take any chances. Again, you can look through, and if you can see any of the backing, through here, and you've got any extra pins, you can turn it on the back of itself and put another pin in. But I feel that's okay. So there you have it. The completion of your Christmas wreath workshop at home. You can add lights at this stage, and normally LED lights are kind of short in length, so you can wrap them around, just twirl them around, and you can hide a battery pack normally kind of behind here. Once it's sat on the door, you can kind of hide it. But that is the end of the 3-step tutorial to make your own Christmas wreath at home. If you would like to take pictures to pop on social media, then please tag. I love to see everyone's creations. It's one of my favourite parts at the end of a wreath workshop, is taking pictures of what everyone has created and then really looking at how different they all are. Thanks for watching.